Okay, well, we have a good, robust chat going on. It is 12:35. I have no panicked emails in my inbox. So, I think that means we're safe to go ahead and start the stream officially. I'm going to hold
Okay.
off on actually starting Minecraft real quick until I, read your bio. And we do a little bit of introductions, and then we will hop into Minecraft and expose ourselves as the rank amateurs that we are. And it'll be fun.
I like to think of myself as a seasoned amateur.
Okay, seasoned amateur. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
It keeps changing, and I always feel like, why even keep up at a certain point?
I mean, I only play Minecraft on not creative mode, but on peaceful mode because I love
Oh,
exploring and finding things, but I
yeah.
don't want to be able to fly and all that kind of thing.
Oh,
So,
okay.
welcome English 259 Intro to Game Studies to our stream. Today we have as our guest Josef Nguyen, who is an assistant professor of arts, technology, and emerging communication at the University of Texas at Dallas. His current work draws on science and technology studies and media studies to investigate contemporary debates about youth, precarious creative labor, and digital culture. He also researches the relationship between digital technologies of play and the sexual politics of consent. His teaching interests include digital labor, fan practices, as well as games and social justice. So welcome, Dr. Nguyen, and thank you for joining me on this stream today. This is for students and also for you, just to, and any randos who are maybe watching. Hi, randos. You never know. You never know. So this is my first experimental attempt at actually streaming class on Twitch. So we're all amateurs here. I hope the stream goes smoothly. Dr. Nguyen and I have done various tests over the past few days just to make sure things are going well. But I will warn everyone that we are both actually on hotel Wi-Fi, which could make things interesting. It seemed pretty stable as we've been testing, but if we have sort of drops in frame rate, stutters in the feed, that sort of thing, just be patient. Like I said, we're on hotel Wi-Fi, which is performing heroically right now. I never actually thought that hotel Wi-Fi would work so well.
Let's not celebrate it too much, though.
Let's not jinx it. Am I
Invoke the
jinxing
jinx
it?
gods. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Well, did you want to say anything else about your interests, the things that you
oh,
do,
sure.
what you
Well,
teach, that kind of thing?
thanks for inviting me to participate in this. Yeah, and I've never actually gotten to engage in a class in this kind of format yet, which I think this is going to be hopefully really fun. Hopefully we can do more of these things. But I'm excited to play Minecraft with you and talk about things related to the article of mine that you had your class read, as well as other issues related to it or that it inspired in relationship to the other material from the class. But yeah, generally, my interests are fairly broad in digital culture, as I think the bio sort of suggests. But my main areas right now are always thinking about what are the sort of lived practices of actually engaging with digital media in a world organized around network technologies.
Mm-hmm.
So fan practices are a really important framework for that, because I always couple in my critical or interpretive work, looking at a game, how are people actually playing it, or what is revealed in the sort of fights over how people want to play it or debate meaning over it. I think, coming from our backgrounds in literary studies, I think it's very common to imagine that you can produce some kind of definitive understanding or interpretation of any kind of cultural text, at least very early in the sort of education in the discipline. So, you say something like, oh, this Shakespeare play means this thing, or it's about this. And maybe under certain frameworks that's true. But when you really pay attention to how people receive it or how people debate it or talk about it, you see a lot more complications in that. And I think fan practices really emphasize the fact that any cultural text is always already partial. Like a game doesn't do anything unless someone's playing it and talking about it and creating content about it.
Right.
And that meaning isn't inherent to the object. It's inherent in the process by which we engage with it, whether that's reading a book or watching a film or debating how to play a game with our friends.
Great. And the other thing, thanks for that sort of expansion on your work and what you do, and I think it aligns really well with the things that we've been talking about in class in terms of fan practices. I mentioned to you the other day that we watched a few fan videos on Tuesday, and we're talking about basically in line with the discussions that you had in your article about resistant versus complicit, and then practices. But you introduced this third term that we haven't had in our conversations yet, which is the negotiated fan practice.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and launch Minecraft Realms. I have started a new world for Georgetown Intro to Game Studies.
Okay.
And we're going to jump in and negotiate with the interface and our own sort of skills and situatedness within culture.
Are you already loading into it? I don't want to jump in there first.
I am connecting to the realm.
Okay, then I'll start connecting now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's taken a little bit longer than usual this morning. I don't know if more people are on the Wi-Fi or what. But yeah. While we're connecting, I know Minecraft is, oh, hey, there we are.
Okay.
Mojo Joseph has joined the game. There are pigs everywhere.
Where am I?
There you are. Hi. And just for a little context for students, to talk about our embeddedness, I think it's good to point out that like professors and academics are also real people. So Dr. Nguyen and I are not only professional colleagues, but we're actually good friends. So we will be performing our friendness as well as we play Minecraft.
Yeah, you're gonna see like a weird buddy comedy happen.
Okay, so right now,
yeah, I'm collecting wood because I don't want us to die. So I'm just like coming right out of the gate, getting materials for us to survive the first
Hello,
night.
Mr. Pig.
Yeah, you
So
should kill
for
them.
folks who, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Okay, I don't worry.
You'll handle the slaughter off screen. So
I see sheep. Sorry.
This is survival mode, yes.
Oh, puppy. Oh my god, sorry.
We have a lot of animals at this spawn point, which is cool.
Oh my god, this wolf is just killing sheep on its own, and I'm just like collecting wool.
Oh, so we don't have to be implicated. I lost you though.
No, it's fine. I'll find it.
Okay, so for folks who are not familiar with Minecraft, this is a game that I forget the release day. But anyways, it came out about 10 years ago, right?
The earliest developmental releases are in 2009, but it's like official version 1.0 release is 2011.
Okay.
So it has a very complicated history around like versioning and release. But yeah, about 10 years.
It was like a beta release, right? So oh gosh, I can't look. Okay, Joseph's over there killing pigs. I'm gonna make some things. Minecraft was, I'm gonna get us together a crafting table. I forget all the shortcuts for this. Amateur.
To get your inventory.
I know. Get my inventory together. Okay, so we have one crafting table. I'm gonna take back all this wood. Oh, I should make a bunch of sticks too. Okay, make all the sticks. And I'll put crafting table in the world. All right, let's make.
We should have marked our spawn. I should have marked my spawn point so we could like have it inside a house if we build one. It's fine. I just don't want to like.
We're not gonna die. We're not gonna die. We're gonna build a house right now.
That's what they always say. That's how you die.
Okay, I'm gonna make us an axe, right? Can we do that? Nope, that's not how we do.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well,
I can't do it with logs. I gotta do it with... Hey, chat, help me out.
Yes,
planks. Dr. Nguyen's avatar is Ash.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
We will talk... Well, you can go ahead and talk about that now. Or we've been talking about
Minecraft. Yeah.
So...
Oh, wait, are we talking about it? Or what are we doing?
Planks to make an axe, thank you.
Alright, yeah. And then, 2 sets of planks to make sticks. Okay.
And planks are... Those are planks. Birch planks. We're gonna make a birch axe.
Oh, I'm like playing an oak here. Alright.
Well, my sticks are oak. And then plop.
Alright, I need myself an axe.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a pickaxe just in case we find ore.
Thank God I pressed. I definitely pressed shift And thank goodness I had only put down a couple planks, because then we would have had like 5 million axes.
I made a bed for myself. We're gonna worry about you later. Sorry, friends.
It's okay. I went exploring last night and got myself killed. Oh shit, it's already getting dark. There's an apple.
What? Oh,
It's...
fuck. Sorry.
All the planks.
Alright,
all the planks.
Okay, just do it. Jesus Christ. Oh, I feel so... This is not my best work. This is not my best work. I can't even... Okay. You already asked me like 3 questions and I haven't even gotten to them.
I know.
Alright.
We don't have time. Get a roof over our heads.
Do you want to make... I guess we don't really need a door. We'll just trap ourselves
and then we'll talk. Well...
Yeah, or a door will give us some light. Okay, I'll do that. Why is it that I have to like...
Yeah, but we need to... We need to build a roof.
When I'm... Yeah. You know, we still want a door. We're not monsters.
I mean, debatable.
Okay. The space doesn't have to be big, right? We're not... I mean, we're not gonna have room to sleep.
I ran out of planks.
Alright, I'll take care of it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Close us in. Box us in. Okay, so while you're building...
Okay, yes. Go.
Okay, so... While you are finishing up our house, I won't ask you about Pokemon. What I'll do is...
I'm
going to keep the camera on you while you finish our house and keep us safe.
This is not, again, not my best work, but, you know,
Chat says underground houses are the move, or a mountaintop. Protect the pigs.
Yeah.
We can't protect the pigs, but maybe we'll have some ham. At least this way we can see... Excuse me.
Something about like living underground is just like not a thing I can like get myself to be okay with. So
I actually really liked cave homes too. We never found our coal. Like, you gotta find a cave for coal.
I know. But...
I'm like, it's our partial birch, partial oak house. Okay, so let's go to some student questions that were submitted about the readings. Let me pull up our doc here. And we're going to start with Brooke's question, which is, why do you think a sense of authenticity is so valued in Let's Play videos, and why exactly does it appeal to so much to the audience?
Yeah, so I think I saw from the document you sent with questions, there's a real interest in the construction of authenticity, or it's sort of like prized operation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think partly authenticity is one kind of thing that people like, but it's clear that it's not always the thing that people like.
Mm-hmm.
But partly I think it's the sense of like genuineness around interacting that I think people find really delightful.
Yeah.
I think it in relationship to the really big trend that I'm obsessed with React videos.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, they take a set of people reacting to or trying a new thing or a weird thing or a strange thing, however that's constructed, and the content is not them trying it. The content is how they make commentary about it, or how grossed out they are, or how enamored they are about it. And so I think the production of authenticity kind of comes out of the idea that these reactions are authentic, right? Are honest, or sincere, versus being rehearsed or canned. And I think alongside that, you also see things like try not to react videos as like a more recent kind of conversation where people just need to like kind of stay stone-faced.
Right.
And so if you imagine that as a genre of video, what is it that's appealing about that? And it's not that people are able to have no emotion. It's the fact that you imagine that they are struggling to not show a reaction.
Right.
So try not to laugh, or try not to sing along, or try not to...
Let's see if this pig will come inside with us. Come inside, piggies. Nope, they're not interested. No? We try to protect the pig. Well, can you talk a little bit about like the authentic? Like, let's be a little bit meta about what we're doing right now. Yeah. How would you talk about authenticity with relation to like this stream that we're doing?
Oh, well, one thing as I would say is authenticity as we conventionally understand it. Oh yeah, you're like.
I'm just gonna look.
like codes for a lot of different things that is not always consistent across conversations.
Uh-huh.
So authenticity is somehow attached to an idea of realness or honesty or sincerity. Um, so you think about things like, oh, I'm being authentic, or this is my authentic self, or right, whatever. Like
Mhm.
it's about verifying someone's identity as being true.
Mhm.
Um, but it also assumes that there's some kind of core identity that is stable or measurable or comparable to how someone presents themselves. And so I think for me, what's interesting is not whether what is an authentic self, like as a question.
Oh shit.
I'm more.
Sorry.
What did you? Oh,
Somebody shot an
uh,
arrow at me.
a skeleton. A skeleton. Yeah,
Okay, sorry,
gotcha.
continue.
I think what's more interesting is how do we construct ideas of authenticity, and what does that rely on? So,
Uh-huh.
for example, in order for us to think about a problem of authenticity, we have to think that people are fake or could be fake, right?
Mhm.
Right. So when someone is fake, what does that even mean? Does that mean they're lying to you? Does that mean they are superficial? Does that mean they consciously perform a certain way to other people? And those things are typically denigrated in in relationship to authenticity, right? Authenticity is kind of treated universally as something desirable and good.
Right. Yeah. So would you say we're being authentic or fake in our conversation right now?
I would say that's not the binary I would work with.
Okay.
I I
Fair.
think I think right the idea that we're being authentic or being fake relies on some idea one that there's a space in which we are completely ourselves without any regard to other people or
Mhm.
other outside forces, and that's like not really true,
Mhm.
right? Like um when I teach, I definitely ham things up, and I'm like hamming things up right now, for sure.
Right.
Uh, but they don't. That doesn't feel like an untrue or inaccurate part of me. It's like an element or a facet of how I talk, and how I like gesture, or how I intonate and perform.
Mhm.
That is most effective for my sense of that environment. You know, I talk to my coworkers in a different way than I talk to my family or my close friends, and all of those things feel appropriately honest to me or authentic to me, even if they are variations.
Okay. That makes
So
sense.
it's sort of like the I contain multitudes, and the idea of authenticity kind of attempts to single out a very specific idea or singular context in which one is actually able to be authentic.
We all contain multitudes.
Yeah.
Um so let's go to another question then. Sorry, scrolling through the questions, seeing what would be a good one to follow up here. This one sounds fun because your avatar, as we mentioned, is Ash from Pokemon. Um,
Yes.
Christian asks, Let's Plays normally showcase a particular player's own instance of playing a game, with them as an active performer for an observing audience. However, how does
Mhm.
this relationship of performer audience change um, in Let's Plays like Twitch Plays Pokemon, where the observers
Mhm.
can also be the ones influencing and controlling the Let's Plays?
Yeah, I think that's interesting
There
to
goes our
think
friend
about
again.
your
He's
friend.
he's talking. He's stalking us.
So the question of like how does an audience affect performance, I think, is related to maybe what we were talking about just before
Uh huh.
around authenticity.
Yeah.
In different contexts with different people around or different environments, we're likely to shift our behavior, whether we're conscious of it or not.
Hmm.
Right? Like maybe I change my diction to sound more serious, or maybe I like try to sound more homeboy or bro-ish
Hmm.
in the grocery store so I can just like pass through the cashier's thing, right?
Hmm.
It's more forms of code switching or kind of attention to uh, contextual social cues. And so I
Hmm.
think when people play, I mean, you can think about your own practices, right? When you imagine the difference between playing a game by yourself in your room versus playing a game, the same game, with a friend watching you, like next to you in your room, versus playing like streaming online with people giving you feedback. There's different ways in which you're performing not just for yourself, but increasingly for other people who are watching.
I think I see. Yeah, there are creepers outside.
Yeah.
The sun's about
Okay.
to come up,
Well.
but they
Oh,
stay
good.
out in the sunlight, right?
Yeah. And skeletons are the ones that the undead
Okay.
things.
Well,
Yeah.
we do have a creeper in the forest.
Story of my life.
We
Yeah.
don't have.
So So I think what's interesting about the sort of Let Twitch Plays Pokemon, which if people aren't familiar, is a sort of interesting project on Twitch in which I think they coded a mechanism by which chat people on Twitch chat for the stream,
Mm-hmm.
input direct controls, and the the sort of game module would aggregate and choose through the inputs how the game was actually being played. So you see this really erratic behavior
Mm-hmm.
of like thousands and thousands and thousands of people trying to control one single character.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, and so that's one way we might think about like a distributed pipeline for how an audience affects directly or kind of intentionally uh, the game input or gameplay. But you know, like when live streamers play games live on Twitch or on other platforms, and then they get suggestions from their chat room, their chat stream, that's also a kind of input. It's just now being modulated and processed by the player.
Oh shit! Sorry, I got hit by an arrow. He did not die.
It takes them a while. They have to get into like direct high sunlight.
Okay.
Usually.
Oh, he's on fire.
But, yeah, you gotta let him cook a little. You gotta let him simmer.
Come into the light, my friend.
Creeper in the Forest is actually a pretty good band name, I would say.
I mean, speaking of audience input, then we do have a chat question, which is, what do you think has contributed to the sudden mainstream boom of Let's Plays and video game spectatorship as a whole in recent years? For example, PewDiePie and Ninja. Can I axe this guy?
Yeah. Oh, you just had an advancement, Monster Hunter.
Yay!
I think in one part is a mainstreaming broadly of what has been called geek culture or tech culture.
Mm-hmm.
So increasing attention to and sort of popular cultural interest
Mm-hmm.
in the geek figure, you know, beyond just like, you know, the trope of like if you buy glasses and you want geek chic frames or something, right? But like the Big Bang Theory as like a really popular sitcom, the ways in which like A-list celebrities who are celebrating their participation in Dungeons and Dragons. I think, for example, of Vin Diesel as someone who's like an avowed, at least in like being interested in Dungeons and Dragons, and sort of an embracing of geek culture broadly is one kind of context by which the sort of popularity of gaming is no longer seen exactly in the same way as it was in the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And so that enables that. I mean, I think another part too is that it's a kind of content that is happening alongside other streaming platforms, streaming content too, right? Like I was talking about these React videos and Try videos, but there's obviously also a big industry around beauty and fashion and styling.
Yeah.
And so
I found coal, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
I am harvesting some coal.
I apparently can't play and talk at the same time because I was just like standing like frozen in the house.
That's okay. I'm gathering. Vin Diesel does like Dungeons and Dragons. Sorry, chat just said Vin Diesel likes Dungeons and Dragons. Vin Diesel is one of my favorite like nerds. Of all time.
Like part of what he does in doing that, right, is like look like a macho, beefy dude,
right,
and then say something like that is a way to kind of mediate. And like part of the shtick too is that he gets cachet because he looks like he does and says that he likes Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
Right. I mean, we see other versions of the like a kind of celebration of geeky things with like Stranger Things, right, and the nostalgia for the 80s. And a coding of that as part of popular culture, right?
And as part of like mainstream masculinity, right? It's becoming, I mean, the gamer has really shifted from being this like geeky kind of thing. And by geeky, I mean it's still geeky, but I think it's much more likely to be accepted as part of mainstream masculinity now for various reasons. And I think things like Twitch contribute to that. I'm harvesting some stone right now so that we have some more robust materials to work with.
Yeah, do we want to like relocate? We should relocate. I don't know.
Do you want to just come to this cave, the rock that I found, and we can build around it? I'm sort of like carving out a space. Although speaking of Vin Diesel's masculinity, can you see me? I can see the house. It's like a straight shot. Turn around. Here we are.
I see. Okay.
Oh, you want to take our Well, we
Yeah,
can
I'm
build
gonna.
them.
I said.
Okay,
Yeah, I
it's
was
just
gonna
a
take.
straight shot this way.
Okay. So I'll just 180 after I dismantle the house.
And then we can close ourselves in here. I'll
Um,
just dig out some more rock.
yeah, but I think like the popularity of it is also the fact that it's a way to participate in the culture without needing to be. It doesn't require the same level of expertise or skill in the actual playing of the game
Right.
to still gain kind of insights about it.
Yeah. So the other thing I was going to say though about Vin Diesel's masculinity in particular, I don't know all the different stones. Has anybody seen the video of him as a little kid in breakdancing videos? Because Vin Diesel was this little, like, super skinny teenager who did... What was that noise? I heard a scary noise. Also, what is this redstone? It's not actual
Redstone is
red.
redstone.
It's not redstone.
Is it copper?
It's not copper. It's not
It's
ore. It's some kind of different stone.
Oh, is
but
it ruby? Is ruby in this game
it,
now?
I don't.
Just like what new gems have they had in here? Is it cubic zirconium?
So it's getting dark. We may want to build ourselves
I'm running.
in.
Okay, I'm just dismantled our home, so we have no other choice but to build that big. Okay. All right, hope I can find you. I'm running, which will make me hungrier. Oh, I see it. Okay.
I'm just gonna start
Hi.
building a little.
I'll build on this side. What's the most efficient amount of the minimum amount of building I have to do to make this hot?
I know I should have planned this better, but you know.
We are doing what we're doing.
But yeah, you should definitely check out Vin Diesel's breakdancing video. Highly recommended content. Okay, so there's a space for a door here onto the outside if you want.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, we're closed in. Cool. Oh, we should make some...
I have the crafting table.
Okay, cool, because we need to make some torches so we can see. You're also holding a door in your hand.
I know, I'm just switching over.
Okay, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Womp womp.
Nice. All right. Yeah, sorry, you were saying. Wait, what else? Oh my god, what were you talking about? Oh my god.
Chat, what were we talking about? We were talking about Vin Diesel.
Oh.
I know that much.
Mainstreaming of geek culture, the sort of rise of popularity with things like
Is it just one? Okay, it's just one.
Yeah, but like, yeah, so I would think about it not just as if that's the only kind of content that's being created, right? It's also in an ecosystem in which beauty bloggers and like makeup artists are, you know, releasing tutorials on the daily.
Right.
Fashion stylists are doing these like, you know, challenges or advice things. And so
you want to put a door on this side?
So I think too, right, like those industries are also seeing the same kinds of celebrations, maybe not to the exact same degree or same shift, but that there's a lot of kinds of personalities and content being delivered online because of the like these increasing platforms for people to create user content.
Right.
Pop a door in there. Oh, pop a door, go on a door here. Sorry.
I'm gonna make some stone
YouTube,
tools.
Instagram, Facebook. Those are all platforms that people use for, you know, broadcasting something about themselves to people. And like, I think similarly, right, like it's also not just that the games that people are playing is what draws people to watch these the like let's plays and live streams, but it's also the personalities, right? Like it's PewDiePie's like kind of persona as he plays, or Markiplier's personality as he plays, or the Game Grumps and the specific way that they play and banter with each other or make comments that is part of the content. And the same thing with like makeup artists, right? Like Nikki Tutorials, for example, is a very different kind of makeup artist channel than like Glam and Gore or, you know, like Manny or Patrick Starr, even if they're all considered like talented makeup artists.
Okay, I made you a sword.
Oh.
I gotta throw it on the ground.
Okay.
Wait,
I didn't get it. What did I get? I got an apple. You gave me an apple instead?
I dropped my apple instead of the sword.
Okay, I was like,
my bad.
Apple does not a sword make, but okay, I guess.
Wait. Okay. Sword. All right. Okay, so we're waiting out another night, I guess.
Yeah, but at least we have light, and maybe it doesn't feel so. Like, it's fine.
Imagine The Rock and Vin Diesel role playing together. I love it.
Yeah.
Um. So
Oh.
Claire asks, watching Let's Plays can be supplementary to a player's own experience with a game, and it can be a replacement for playing the game themselves. Can watching Let's Plays inform modes of playing for the audience, or even be considered oppositional or negotiating play in and of itself? How so, or why not?
Okay. Well, there's actually a couple things I maybe want to pull out first that I think
Mm-hmm.
are interesting to consider. Which is one, I don't think watching a Let's Play is a replacement for playing the game, because those are different kinds of experiences,
Mm-hmm.
but they're doing different things, right? Like, experiencing playing a game and making the decisions yourself, and like trying to fiddle with controllers and get a sense of what to do,
Mm-hmm.
that's just like a different kind of phenomenal, like embodied experience.
Mm-hmm.
But like watching it is a way to get access to some of that, but I don't think it's the same as like replacement.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's an interesting kind of thing, right? Like, when we approach, for example, a video recording of someone like walking a street, we don't necessarily think that that's exactly the same as walking the street. I
Right.
mean, hopefully not, right? Like, it's a representation or something to kind of substitute, but it's partial. It's not equivalent. Um, I mean, I think in terms of like the kind of question around like, can you thinking about like oppositional or negotiated modes of reading or like ways of playing. Um, I mean, Let's Plays are a space for doing that, because Let's Plays are a production of interpreting and engaging with the content.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, in the same way that I think you could write a summary of a film as a, and in the summary of it also negotiate or oppose the film,
Mm.
because it becomes a kind of claim for a specific way of understanding what the film is, right? It like, it kind of works to mediate someone else's encounter with the originary text. And I
Right.
think Let's Plays do something similar. Like, the way that we're playing is one version of playing Minecraft, albeit not very well. I've, you notice I'm putting stairs here just to,
I know.
classic
I've
LOL.
been rounding out our corners that we don't. It doesn't look so
um,
rushed.
I mean, well, I mean, yes, that's not inaccurate. Um, but yeah, so I think the possibility for oppositional, negotiated, like, engagements with media is definitely available in any kind of space in which fans can create content about the media they consume. But it'll
Mm-hmm.
look different, I think, in different versions. Like, even I think making a
There's somebody
game about
outside.
another game can be a way to do that as well. Like, I think of games that take known tropes or clearly are responding to other games and inverting them or
Mm-hmm.
complicating them.
Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit more then about like negotiation
Yeah.
and like critical play? So we've been using predominantly thinking about critical versus complicit fans, right?
Oh,
Off of
okay.
yeah, and so like your article deals with some of the same concepts, but through a slightly different theorist, right? And so it's
Yeah.
sort of familiar but slightly different. Wonder if you could talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So I draw on Stuart Hall's kind of broad framework on encoding and decoding.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And is that you're not, your class hasn't?
No, we haven't read Hall.
Okay. So it's sort of broadly what he argues, just for the audience at home, or wherever you are. Stuart Hall argues that we need to think about both the creation of media messages and media content and and the reception of it as active processes. So encoding is a process by which creators, drawing on the sort of cultural elements available to them, shape and produce a particular kind of message that, when um, audiences or readers or viewers or game players get to access or engage with, they too will then also kind of unpack their own senses of meaning out of the media text through the process of decoding, and that being familiar with different codes, as he calls them, so different like signs
Mm-hmm.
or significant symbols or cultural associations, changes the way that people interpret things.
Mm-hmm.
So authoring and interpretation for Hall are importantly active processes, but not necessarily always reflexive. And so this is where he then says there's a distinction between a dominant, an oppositional, and negotiated process of decoding.
Mm-hmm.
So audiences, as they, I think in the model you're describing between complicit and critical,
Mm-hmm.
if they just take, if they're fully in line with the messages that are encoded into the media text, the game or the film, for example, within sort of the broad dominant framework that culture dictates as normal,
Mm-hmm.
they're complicit or part of the dominant reading, the one that's favored or the one that's the most privileged.
Right.
The oppositional is most in line with the critical, which is the one that in described as oppositional denies the legitimacy of that way of thinking. And so I think, for example, in the Let's Play that I look at really closely in the article around the game Date the Boss,
Mm-hmm.
the two Let's Players, the female Let's Players, they're clearly operating at least broadly within the mode of oppositional reading
Right.
or oppositional kind of reception. They're engaging with it, but they're also like calling these bullshit things out.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, I like the distinction between sort of thinking about, oh, somebody's growling at me. I'll come back inside now. I want to find a
Okay.
cave to explore.
I mean, you could dig into a cave.
I
if
guess
you
we
want.
could dig ourselves into a cave from here.
Oh my god, you're actually doing it. Oh yeah.
Why not?
All right.
That's
You
gravel.
be the miner.
I'm just curious how far down it goes.
So the thing is that for
You want to
for
follow
Hall,
me with stairs?
most the dominant and the oppositional sort of modes of reading are actually sort of the ends of a spectrum, and that most people
Or
don't
somewhere in
just
between.
blithely, yeah, they don't just like 100% blithely adhere or are coherent with the dominant order or are usually fully like oppositional, but most people will negotiate, which is what he describes as a process of choosing to accept some things and rejecting other things about the media they consume. So this allows us to understand things like how complicated pleasure is, right? Like that I can both enjoy a Disney film, for example, and still know that some of its gender narrative is bullshit.
Right.
So negotiation is like, I think, the broad way in which actually most of us engage with our media, but that we, in different elements or different moments, maybe engage in dominant reading, sort of cohering with and just accepting what is delivered to us, and then other moments may be critical, or in Hall's terms, oppositional, by saying, hold on, wait a minute, I don't buy this, or this like is a plot hole or whatever, or like this is an unrealistic thing. Have you talked about in playing sort of theories of players, the like player and the spoil sport?
We touched very briefly on the sort of like cheating and that kind of thing, but not spoil sport. I've been warned not to dig straight down, and if by that you mean straight under me, I won't.
As long as you can find a way back up, I think
we're okay. We're also, I guess the food meter doesn't really go down that far.
We're not really running. Oh shit! Sorry.
What happened?
I have an apple. Oh no! I thought I fell. I only fell like 2 steps, but I just get scared whenever I fall.
I'm making us a circular staircase,
Okay.
architectural trick.
Yeah.
To save so that we're not going very far. Oh, gravel. Oh, there's the gravel. I was like, where's the gravel? Go away, gravel. So you were starting to talk about
the spoil sport.
Spoil sport, yeah.
Yeah, so we might think about similarly a kind of spectrum in playing games. That the player, in the most abstracted kind of ideal form, adheres to all the rules of the game and like respects the game as an institution, like values the goal set out by the game and follows all of the rules to achieve it. This is like an idealization, right? Sort of the purest player. And usually in these kind of theories of like player archetypes, there's also the cheat who recognizes the game's social value or institution, but doesn't individually respect the rules. So that's like somewhere in the middle. But then on the other end is the spoil sport, or the person who's like, this game is dumb. Stop playing this game. There's a problem with it, or this game needs to be reimagined. And so I would argue that we can map on the sort of dominant way of kind of reading or engaging with games and the oppositional along the same spectrum of being a player is to kind of adhere to the dominant order that the game constructs.
Yeah.
And to be a spoil sport is to like deny or oppose the game as an institution.
Yeah. Could you make some pickaxes and bring them down here?
Yes.
And while while you're doing that,
Okay.
I think this connects to Eduardo's question about, or thinking about the sort of like different kinds of negotiated and resistant play. Because we've been talking a lot in class about sort of like corporations and neoliberalism and that kind of thing. And Eduardo's question is, do you think the increasingly close relationship between famous Let's Players and the corporations that produce the games that are being played poses a threat to the integrity of the performance? I.e., when a famous YouTuber is being given all sorts of perks by a game developer, how much do you think this diminishes or threatens to diminish the authenticity of their content?
Right. So again, I would say the authenticity again is a kind of a shifting or kind of complicated framework. Because even if they're likely still interested in performing for views or subscribers or other kinds of monetization, from the YouTube platform itself, for example, like through ad revenue. So obviously that is like a version of how monetary concerns does affect how one plays. But I think in terms of related to the specific game for its as what's played, I think we can see examples of that in, I think, sponsored posts or sponsored video debates. In which, like, people advertising on Instagram, like, oh, this diet tea really works well for me, or like these gummy bears really help my hair look really good. And the sort of question of like, are these authentic reviews
I hear water.
of these people, or are these paid or sponsored posts?
Right.
And I think in the last couple of years, for sure, there's been a lot of debate on YouTube and on Instagram in particular around influencers being honest or being upfront about these posts being sponsored or not. And that's why you see increasingly, I think, this is a sponsored, or explicitly, this is a not sponsored review. But I think we would think about it in a similar way to infomercial commercials or ads that use testimonials. Are these real people who aren't being paid or compensated to share opinions about it? Or are they actors or people who have a vested interests or being supported by the company in some way?
And what do you think about... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I would say that like this kind of question around how it changes the performance of playing probably falls in line with that delivery, right? Like if I'm being sponsored to play this game, I'm probably not going to talk about how shitty this game is. Probably not. I could imagine, for example, a certain kind of personality that's known for roasting games, and that becomes their shtick. But I think by and large, like if a company's paying you or sponsoring you in some way to like promote their product or play their game, they probably want you to say good things, right?
Yeah. And what does this do, like, maybe forgetting about authenticity for a second, but what does it do to the kind of like political dynamics of like resistant gameplay? Just kind of thinking, I found it. I found water.
Oh, great.
I was like, I kept hearing water. Let's be careful.
Are you far down here?
Just follow the torches. It's okay, Joseph. I've been here, tip of the spear for you.
I have another one for you.
What do you have for me? Oh, thank you.
Two stone pickaxes.
Thanks, friend. Oh, I hear somebody down there. We're not really well equipped to like fight people right now.
We're not really well equipped to do anything.
I mean,
that's fine.
This is why I always played on peaceful mode, because I just wanted to explore. So what's the redstone, first of all? Granite. So we have diorite. I don't know if that's after the Christian. Diorite. granite, cobblestone,
Oh my god, this world.
andesite, gravel. They've really done a lot since I've last like seriously played
Yeah.
Minecraft. But yes, one of the reasons I played on peaceful mode is because of things like this. Because my love of Minecraft is actually about the exploration.
Yeah, I know.
It's so beautiful.
Oh, I hate creative mode or peaceful mode because there's just like nothing for me to do. Because like I need externally imposed objectives to try to complete, or things that like motivate me to play, and like exploring sort of on its own is not really that sufficient for me. But like not dying or like trying to complete a mission, those things are really great. So I'm really bad at sandbox games.
Okay.
Just in terms of like a kind of personality that doesn't do well
There's a
with them.
spider. There's a little spider. Hello, friend. Don't bite me. I love spiders, by the way. I grew up in Florida. We have a lot of fun wildlife.
Yeah.
Oh, he's standing on copper. Do I need to kill this spider to get the copper? Will spiders attack? Are they?
They'll,
also,
I don't remember if they're aggressive mobs. It's so bad. It's been so long since I really played.
Iron 2. Burn it.
Also,
Aww.
also,
wait, can I burn it with a torch? Oh, it saw me. It definitely saw me now. No, it didn't. It's still spinning.
Again, don't ask
There's
how,
a lot of anti-spider. I also, how do I use my sword?
Oh god. You left click.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Left click is not. Oh, because I put it in the wrong. Is it because I put it in the wrong hand? Can I use it now? Okay, I have a stone sword. Spider. I'm so sorry. I love spiders, but okay, I'm doing it. Oh god. He's not attacking me.
Also, don't ask how, but I have food for us.
Maybe he's stuck. Y'all hate spiders. I love spiders. I'm just gonna try to mine.
I mean, they're not necessary. They're not keeping mosquitoes out in this ecosystem. You know, they're operating.
It's just squeaking at me and it's not hurting me, so I'm not killing the spider.
What do you think? It's like pleading for you to
chat
save
thinks
it?
it's stuck. Chat thinks it's stuck,
it's a nice
and that
spider.
like the more
nice
spiders at night will attack, but in the day they won't unless provoked.
Oh, that's right.
So if I keep the light on it, then maybe it won't.
Okay, just so you.
Oh, they don't know about it in a cave. Well, we'll see what happens. I have a sword in case it provokes, but I.
Yeah.
So this is
how. The important thing is that I'm not near you. I hope I can get back. I'll figure it out.
But you have food somehow.
Yes, I have pork chops. Don't ask how I got them.
I won't. I mean, this spider's just like chilling. Ah, I got too close. It bit me when I got too close. It really, I think it's stuck.
Wait, is this how I die? No, but okay.
Do you know where you are? Follow the waterfall up. Where are you?
I found another cave, and I'm trying to gather this iron so that I can go back into our little dwelling.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of grab these ores. Cool. Okay, just don't bite me too hard. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So I grew up in Florida. I deal with spiders with a very live and let live. Oh, there's a bat. Hello, friend. Very live and let live attitude. So we just had our little understanding that I wasn't gonna kill you. I didn't kill it. I know I didn't kill it. The spider's still alive. I'm still alive. It only bit me when I got too close. So this is what you should learn about spiders: is they don't like you any more than you like them. So they're not hostile. All right. Okay, that was a scary noise. If anybody knows what that was, I'm glad you guys know more about this game than I do. It sounded like a shriek of some sort.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Oh, you guys can't see my health or hunger. That's weird.
Oh, do you have press F1? I don't know if that.
I can see my health and hunger.
Oh, okay. So it's not. it's not relaying your HUD.
Oh, you know what it is? I bet. Joseph, where are you? Because if I'm gonna pause
Dying.
this game,
I'm slowly dying. Wait,
wait.
I could wait. No, I can find the. Don't worry. I'm like near the map. Oh my god. There it is.
So,
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Here I am.
all
Here I
right.
am.
I know why you can't see my health or hunger. It's because the screen. There we go.
I'm not really made for this world.
All right, back to game. Now you can see everything. I'm so sorry, chat. The resolution on the screen in OBS was not the best. Wait, so really, where are you? Are you dying? Do I need to come save you?
No, I'm in the house. Sorry.
Okay, well, build us a furnace. I'm going to bring back some metal.
I need more cobblestone. Okay, so I'll get some cobblestone.
Yeah. Okay, you can be the homemaker and I will be the adventurer. Tend the fires. And while this is happening,
quality content is what
okay, this is quality content, guys. No, going back to the questions of corporations, because I'm really interested in this, and it's relevant to the themes. Danielle asks, in your article you discuss how Let's Players utilize riffing to help form an organic connection between the player and the consumer/watcher, and how it doesn't necessarily always align perfectly. What do you make of the seemingly growing amount of corporate influence within the Let's Play world on platforms such as Twitch and YouTube? And does that pose a threat to how players and streamers alike can undergo meaning-making processes with their audiences?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, I would say one is that the riffing is part of what is the main draw of a Let's Player or a live streamer. I mean, I think there's definitely places where it's just like watching like gameplay mastery, but I think outside of a very specific set of and small set of players who live stream as like very good.
Oh shit!
Most are
oh no, I'm gonna die. I'm running back home.
I think most are a little more kind of mixed in their skill, and that's actually part of what's fun. Is like seeing how they fail or they run into problems and how they make sense of it. And so riffing was a way, drawing off of film theory, to think about what Let's Players were doing, because they weren't just playing the game, they were also talking. And it's actually a really difficult thing, as you can see by my inability to do it well, to talk and play, to have continuous content in both regards.
Right.
Let me put this furnace here.
Also, I have 2.5 hearts.
Yeah.
So
do you want to sleep?
Is the sleeping heal? I don't even know. I've never done health.
I don't remember anymore.
Chat, how do I heal? Do I need medicine? Do I need to eat? Help me. And meanwhile, I'm going to put some of this ore in the fire. Iron ore.
But I think, riffing, sort of the most prominent place that people talk about it is with the Mystery Science Theater series, in which the point is not to show a movie alone only, but is to have these kind of weird characters make jokes about the movie. And so it's not just the movie, the bad B science fiction film, for example, that is the draw, but it's the
Can I have a pork chop?
Oh yeah, it's not cooked though, so you gotta make do with that.
Wait, we can put it in the oven?
Yeah, that's how you.
Let me take the ore out. Take the hot ore out of the oven. Okay.
But I think that's so that riffing process is this like performance in which watching something live and commenting on it as it's happening, is about like presenting these specific kinds of people to make comments. And so different kinds of film viewers, for example, might comment on different ways. Like you might think about, for example, when you watch a film at your home with friends, how you'll talk probably over the movie in some moments. Maybe not, right? But you might say something like, oh, that was funny, or it reminded me of this, or oh, don't go into that room, that's where the murderer is, idiot. You know, those kinds of things are interesting content that people like and sort of like in the production of riffing. And I think live Let's Players and live streamers also rely on that. So the way in which that gets complicated by like monetary interest is how platforms like YouTube or like Twitch regulate things like cursing or what things
Mm-hmm.
can and cannot be either shown, which is one kind of um, issue. So, for example, Twitch as a platform, as like the primary platform for game streaming, we might articulate,
Mm-hmm.
right, has a very clear like no nudity understood kind of broadly policies, and so that content just won't exist on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube, they have a more lenient what can exist on YouTube policy, but they have strict what is monetizable.
Right.
So a let's player or a live streamer producing content, and if they want to have their content actually be available on the platforms, has to follow the community guidelines for what is allowed content. And
Mm-hmm.
if they want it to be monetized, then they have to follow potentially additional guidelines that restrict what they could say or what they can show,
Mm-hmm.
even if otherwise it's allowed. So I think in some ways those are some dynamics that like shape or mediate how honest or organic or authentic uh, a let's player might be.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I made myself some armor. Oh,
Oh
this
yeah,
is the book that you were talking about.
the craft book. Yeah.
The craft book. I see, like, when I was playing Minecraft, this didn't exist. You had
Okay,
to,
back in the
you had,
day.
back in the day, you had to
Walk
look,
uphill in January,
you had
in
to
front of
look
school.
up everything on the internet. Okay, so,
You had to Google it. Is what you just said. Like,
okay, so I made myself some pants, and I made a little helmet, and I think that's all I have for right now. Okay, but I think I'm ready to go a little further and find some more. I have the default skin, guys. It's embarrassing. I'm sorry. Um,
yeah, when we did our
so
test last week, I was surprised because I was just like, I don't think I've seen a Minecraft Steve in game in a
I
really long time.
know he completely, like, yeah. Anyways, it was well deserved ridicule, but I gotta find some more coal too.
Yeah, let's work that out.
So I'm gonna max out my torches because I'm almost out of torches.
Okay,
Uh, but I used the last of our coal, so I'm gonna go
that's
back
fine. I
in
will.
search of coal. You want to find some animals for us to eat? There was that noise again. Oh, does this mean our friend is close? Where
I
are
don't.
you, Mr. Skeleton?
Sadly, we're not in a mod where I can build walls and capture you to heal you as suggested, but I do think that's a good suggestion. Explosions are cool 6. Or
I
maybe we could find a Poke Center and have a nice Nurse Joy
There
tend to your wound.
is. Oh yeah, you posted that video of the
Oh yeah,
Pokemon
the mod. Oh my god.
simulation.
Okay. Can I?
Where there he
Okay.
is.
Okay. I
Oh
mean,
god.
so okay. Real talk. Twitch
Oh, I
stream.
might die.
Um. Oh. Well, that's
You
okay.
need to
Well,
die
that's
first. Oh god. Oh, I died. I thought for sure I could take him. Oh, where am I?
all right.
Okay.
But yeah. So in the article, one of the things that I liked about the journal is that the transformative works and cultures beyond it being an online open
Womp
access journal
womp.
that's really accessible, is that it
Everybody's effing
embed
me.
YouTube videos
Hi.
type into things. So I included in the article a lot of example let's plays that I think are like really good examples of some of the things I'm talking about, but
Mhm.
also are for me things that I think are really delightful. And one of the things we might think about too, right, is that in any kind of content that we make, we have opportunities to present certain things about ourselves.
Mhm.
So I don't know if maybe the Twitch audience out there like maybe notice, but a lot of the Let's Play videos that I posted have like Pokemon content in it, and like you can connect some dots there with also the fact that like my Minecraft skin is like Ash from Pokemon, so clearly I have like a interest,
A thing.
uh, a thing about Pokemon. Um,
So,
but like I love the Pokemobs video from the Yogscast. Um, because Lewis, the sort of bumbling character, his like delight at all of the Pokemon is just so, it feels very pure, whether it's, authentic or not. But it's just like so delightful. He's just like Charmander, he's like Caterpie and like Pidgey, and then like fuck Pidgey, right? But like, there's a kind of charm about the way that they get surprised by the Pokemon, even if it's rehearsed, even if it's staged. It's still something that I find enjoyable.
So, do you want to...
You want me to go with you? Okay, what are you doing now? Do you want a sword? A sword?
A sword would help.
Here, wait.
But also, okay, thank you, because all my stuff's down there.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
I should have deposited it. This was not good strategy. But maybe if we can draw him up. And while I am being stupid adventurer, I think we got about 10 minutes left.
oh my god, okay.
I did want to take some time to connect the two chapters that we were reading for today's class, right? So I mentioned to you that we were reading about gaming capital. And it's sort of like relation to things like YouTube, and that chapter in particular was about sort of the creation of online game guides, and sort of like YouTube channels that provide guides.
Yeah.
Where are you? Okay, there's my stuff. He's not here. Hi, thank you.
You think that?
I know. I'm coming back. So could you talk to us a little bit about where gaming... There's growling in the walls. Oh, there's more ore down there. Okay. Let's make a chest.
Don't get greedy.
No, okay, I'm coming back up. Make a chest so I can put our things away. Because, yeah. Okay, so, do you do a little bit to connect, like, gaming capital to the kind of, like, authenticity and these things that you... Also, I should sleep in the bed, huh? To
but
make
it's not, it's
okay.
but
And
it's
during
day.
thunderstorm.
Or day.
It
so
doesn't matter underground. It's all night underground.
Oh yeah. So
my equipment back on. Oh, look at all the arrows in my body.
So is that chapter the only introduction to?
Yeah, so we actually haven't had, and it didn't serve as a very good introduction to what gaming capital is. The arrows are excellent. I'm gonna spend a little time just admiring all the arrows. No wonder I died. I have an arrow in my head. So yeah. So talk to us about gaming capital.
Yeah, so gaming capital is this concept that game studies scholar Mia Consalvo articulates to describe a kind of non-material resource that lends gamers power within gaming culture. So being good at specific games or being good at games generally means that there's a certain kind of capital that those players have to have more authority or more social legitimacy in that arena.
So we nice for like taking a stroll through the grass, talking about gaming capital.
You're so this person. Okay. So for example, we might think about in sort of broad mainstream culture, the different kinds of ways that certain games are valued over others. And that we might think about the difference between their valuing as differences in gaming capital. So being good in the gamer world at like League of Legends or at Halo or at Dark Souls versus being good, whatever that might mean, in like The Sims or Candy Crush. Those are like two distinctly constructed conceptions of gaming capital, or different amounts, we might say.
Being good at Minecraft is not in my gaming capital toolbox.
Yeah, I clearly am not drawing, I'm not delivering on any good gaming capital as well. But
there's chickens. Oh, they just want to say hi to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not even vegetarian, guys. Don't be fooled. I hate killing pixel people and pixel critters. Oh God, I can't watch. I'm turning the other way.
It's fine. Nothing happened.
We just mysteriously have chicken dinner.
Yeah.
I could kill a real chicken more easily than I could kill a Minecraft chicken, I think.
I don't get you, but that's fine. So gaming capital, I think, is a really important way of understanding how fan cultures work.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. This is about survival. Okay, I'm sorry, chicken.
In fan communities, fans also vie for recognition and they vie for credit, like all social systems, like all social groupings.
Uh-huh.
Like, and, being someone who gets recognized for creating really good
Chat's really
game
upset
design.
with me for killing that chicken. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, they don't see me doing it though, so I'm great.
Oh, they saw a little bit.
Did they?
My development as a killer starts now.
Yeah, taste for blood. Blood's in the water.
Yep.
You got it.
Oh, it's getting darker. Can we even find
yeah.
our home? Are we lost? I'm lost.
We should have used torches to like breadcrumb our way back.
Wait, there's the funky tree.
I don't know. Where are you?
Minecraft genocide run.
Oh, that's an idea. Anyways, sorry. But I think fan communities, like all kinds of cultures, rely on kinds of attempts to produce hierarchy or to establish kind of norms in how that community works. Oh no, I got a force connection problem.
What does that mean? Oh, you left the game. Aww.
I got kicked off the game. This is internal exception, yeah. So this is my. It looks like it was a problem on my end, sadly.
Okay, that's okay. They can still hear you. I'm just wandering lost through the beautiful woods that we were just in. I'm probably going to get found by a creeper and blown up. Because
so I think
I don't know where our house is.
So fan practices are ways that individual fans, try to make claims for expertise and ownership and authority around the content. Like, so we might think about what it means, or like how we regard someone who cosplays really well at like a convention.
Minecraft's
as
so
a form of
beautiful.
fan practice that tries to establish their credibility or their level of devotion, knowledge of the game or the anime, for example, that draws on a kind of social capital or gaming capital to bolster that.
So, sorry, I'm really distracted by how beautiful Minecraft is. I have lost hope, except that I keep running into the weird tree that's like growing sideways, and I know we're near weird tree.
Okay, I mean, you could do what I do and just like get kicked off the game and not worry about dying.
Oh, that's true.
It's fine. It's just
Oh, I found that's a fox. I thought it was a pumpkin. I found a mushroom.
But yeah, so it makes sense to me that something like player guides become a site for thinking about gaming capital.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that like if you build a reputation for being an authority or an expert in a game, you build gaming capital around that game, and maybe more broadly in gaming culture, depending on that game's relationship to the sort of the rest of the gaming landscape. But that is also done in Let's Plays. Like, I think Markiplier, for example, is someone who's famously makes gaming content about scary games or action games, twitchy games, in part because his personality is to like try to be cool and calm and then over freak out.
Water. Oh. Sorry, it beached itself and then died. I tried to push it back in the water, but I was too late.
You didn't want calamari?
I mean, I didn't want to be responsible for calamari. I found another cave. I bet it links up with our cave. Famous last words, though.
Yeah. Well, any cave can link up with any other cave if you work hard enough at it.
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna... How... Up! Hey! I don't know if it links up with our cave, but I found some ore. I have wood. I can just camp out for a while. Found more iron. Gravel. And I have one chicken.
Okay.
That I slayed myself. Okay, so we're about out of time. But thank you so much for joining me for class. And
this
thanks.
Was fun. I don't know if this was informational or comprehensible to you in Twitch land party people. Hopefully something interesting happened for you.
I mean, we maintained our viewership and we had a pretty active chat, so I think at the
Yeah, aren't they
very least we entertained them, and it was minimally educational.
okay? Aren't they also required to watch?
I mean, yes, but
Okay.
they know,
Uh,
they're smart students. They know I had no way of
oh, look at this little Twitch
they'll
stream.
subscribe. Don't
Oh,
fall in the lava. I'm like hopelessly lost now, but hey. Um I found lava. And I also found, oh shit, more arrows. Ah, I fell in the lava trying to get away from the arrows. This might be my end. Oh.
what a great dramatic way to end too. This is really
And
awesome.
I got blown up by a creeper. Wow. I could not have made that up myself. Okay, so what happened? I got shot at by arrows, I fell into lava, and then I got blown up by a creeper. I think this is a perfect way to end class. So thanks everybody
Yeah,
for
it sounds like it.
watching. And we'll
Yeah,
talk about this. Go ahead. Yeah.
oh yeah, I just want to say yeah, I hope your class enjoyed reading my article and like sort of our shenanigans on Minecraft and on Twitch. Yeah, it looks.
Thanks for being there, and
So,
thanks for being here, and everyone. Thank you, thanks, Dr. Nguyen, for joining us here on Twitch today. And we will. This is my comeuppance for killing the chicken. I think is what just happened. It must
okay.
be. So, all right, guys. We will. You have on Tuesday. Your assignment, remember, is to play a game online with somebody. It can be other classmates. It can be the internet, your choice of game, but come ready on Thursday to discuss that. And thanks for joining us today. I'm going to go ahead and turn our stream off, but I will see you in a week, I guess. Ciao, guys.